What's poppin' world? Y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Once again, we got a controversial discussion we got to discuss this morning. So without further ado, y'all read the title, let's get right into it. This is my list. This is what y'all been waiting for. So I'm about to go ahead and give it to y'all. This is the pros and cons to situationships. Now, disclaimer, all of this stuff is learned toxic behavior. And it's just like with anything of information, you can use it for the good or you can use it for the bad. You can allow it to affect you negatively or positively. You feel me? As far as what you allow, as far as what you internalize or what you externalize. You feel me? All this stuff is perspective based. So let's get right into it. This ain't gonna be a long video. So let's start off with the cons, right? So if you are a healthy person going into a situationship, you're gonna have to be playing a lot of ins and outs as far as being in the gray area, right? A lot of ins and outs of being in the gray area, and you may be exposed to some kind of hurt because you're playing by a certain set of rules, especially like when the foundation isn't based on like commitment. You feel me? It's not, you're not being faithful. So I don't want to say anything goes. There are some unwritten rules, but by the letter of the law, you know, y'all don't belong to each other, and you know, some strays can, you know, be shot. You feel me? So that's one. You can expose yourself to certain kind of trauma, especially if you're a healthy person going into a situationship, trying to play it safe, right? What's another con? Another con is pretty much, yeah, you can develop baggage or whatever traumas or whatever things that you've been dealing with previously. It could exacerbate that. You can develop complexes. You can develop misconceptions that carry on to your other relationships. You feel me? Preconceived notions and so on and so forth. So that's another thing. You can, you know, just add more to your baggage claim when it comes down to, dealing with people as a whole. You can change your perspective. You can be quote unquote red pilled, you feel me? So that's also not good, you feel me? You don't want to come up with philosophies and project on people just due to your anecdotal experience, you feel me? If you don't know how to carry that, or not carry that, but dismiss it as an isolated incident. Now there are patterns, you feel me? But it's a give and take, you know, it's a give and take. It's just not a broad brush you can brush, right? What's another con? Another con is you could be wasting your time, right? If you're not playing by the rules, it's not going nowhere. You're just going nowhere fast. There's a lot of, misdirections and stuff like that. It's not built on a solid foundation based on principles, standards, morals, so on and so forth, like a certain value system that's of substance. You just having a lot of fun, right? So those are my quick 3 cons. Let me talk about the pros, right? All right, so the pros is, now this is all about your maturity level, right? And to be in a situationship, I can't lie, is a little bit immature within itself, but there are some benefits you can grasp out of this. For one, it can be a social experiment to, just building up those relational skills, even though you're not in a solidified relationship. You can build up certain characteristics and work out certain muscles, so when you do go for the real deal, you've been exposed to certain interactions that you'll be more equipped to handle, right? Number 2 is, in a situationship, not to say you can't be as honest as you can be in a real relationship, but you have more leeway. You can set certain unconventional rules. So say if you're a man of somewhat responsibility, you feel me? You're just not out here, messing with anybody. You can lay down the foundation far as, talking to more than one person, and because you're not in a committed relationship, if you're responsible with it, you can be, across the board, you can be honest with all your women, right? And you could just be like, hey, this is my get down. You be open, honest. Now, keep it 100. Not a lot of women are susceptible to this. Some of them feel like, yeah, even if we messing around, we got to be mutually exclusive. Or if you open up that door, then I got to open up the door on my end. And me personally is hypocritical. Maybe that might be a step too far, but it is a double standard. You feel me? I don't deal with women that deal with other dudes. You feel me? Even though I'm a guy that could deal with other women at the same, but that's just me though. You feel me? That's just me. I'm not trying to be unfair. You feel me? I'll let you know up front, and if that's not your get down, cool. You feel me? But I understand that there are things that other double standards that I do favor the woman, right? But moving on from that, another pro is that you're and here's another thing, right? Say if you are a person that not to play the side dude, but you throwing your woman out, you throwing your woman out there for exposure. It further reinforces your positioning with her. If she does go out on the dating scene and she ends up crapping out, you feel me, and having to come back to you, now she's feeling like she's obligated to do certain things, or it's one-sided. You feel me? She feels as though now it's taking a risk, because it's not to say she can't find better or she can't do better. But if you really feel like you that guy, you feel me, and you the best that she, that's at her disposal at that time, then you might roll the dice and actually set up the terms to where it favors you in a way to where she even recognizes it. You're not being slimy or greasy or nothing like that, right? But that's if you feel like you that guy, right? But with that aside, one more pro. I guess, man, like, you just, for the most part, I put it to y'all like this, right? It might be an ego thing, it might be a pride thing, but for the most part, you definitely, like I said, if you're dating multiple women, and I'm not talking about you gotta do something with all of them, right? But you just building up, it's kind of like a social experiment or a case study, right? The more women you interact with and deal with, that's it. But that being said, comment, like, subscribe. It's all good.